Hi everyone and welcome to the week 3 sequence. This is our kidney bladder sequence beginner version. You're going to want to have a couple of roll towels nearby for this sequence. So just go ahead, get those, and we're going to start lying on our backs. So bring the soles of the feet together so that they touch, and the heels can be far enough away from the pubic bone so that you make a diamond shape with your lower legs. Now if you've got your roll towels, you can go ahead and place them underneath your knees so that your knees can just rest on those roll towels. It's not essential, but if you feel quite tight in the inner groin, you're going to want that little bit of support. Coming down onto your back. This is a yin pose to get started for the kidney meridians, which run all the way through the inner legs. Palms face up with the arms beside the body. Just taking a moment to arrive here on your mat and in your body. Noticing how you feel physically, mentally, emotionally. And if there's anything hanging around from the day, some thoughts in your mind, you can just exhale to let it go. There's nowhere to go, nothing to do except be right here. And watching the breath now. Sending the breath right down into the lower belly, filling up the whole pelvic bowl. Feeling the whole pelvis as if it's really heavy. Sinking down into the mat. Visualizing your thigh bones and that ball-shaped bone right at the top of your thigh bone that inserts into the hip socket. And softening all the way through that hip joint. Imagine the muscles are just draping off the bone here, and the thigh bones are made of lead. Allowing each breath to sink you deeper and deeper into the support of the earth beneath you. Three more nice, smooth breaths now, counting them down. As you're finishing your third breath, just bringing the hands to the outsides of the thighs, pressing the knees up to center, and then rolling over onto your right hand side. Just taking a moment to pause. And slowly pressing yourself up to a seated position. Bringing the hands in prayer at the heart. Setting an intention for your practice, nothing too small or too large, and holding that intention in your mind. What I mean is there is no intention too small or too large. Whatever it is, we'll inhale for Om. Slowly opening the eyes and interlacing the hands behind the head. Inhale here and exhale, drop the chin to the chest, rounding the spine. Inhale, looking up, opening the heart towards the sky. Shoulders are back, elbows are back. Exhale, rounding. Inhale, look up. Exhale, round. One more like that. And then coming to all fours. And then dropping your head down onto the mat between your hands. You can interlace the fingers behind the back of the head so that you're resting on your forearms here and your hips are over your knees. And then you can start to rock the pelvis backward and forward so that you're coming to massage the top of the head. So working into the bladder meridian here, and it runs all the way down the back of the body, either side of the spine. It runs over the top of the head. And then coming to stillness here, if it's okay for your neck, releasing the arms, interlace the fingers behind the back. If it's too much for your head, you can place a towel underneath it. If it's too much for your neck, just back off and you can just come into the position we started in with the forearms down. One more breath here. And releasing the hands. Coming up to all fours. We're going to do some curls with the core here. Inhale, reach the right leg back. Exhale, bring the forehead to the knee, rounding the spine. Inhale, reach back. Exhale, round. One more. And changing sides. Moving with the breath. Last one. And back to all fours. Then tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. We're going to hang out here for about 5 breaths. Breathing into the backs of the legs. Sending your breath, your attention to your hamstrings and the calves. To the bladder meridian running all the way down the backs of the legs. Might like to bend one knee and then the other. Some people really love this way of stretching. I tend to just like hanging out in stillness. Two more breaths. And then starting to walk the hands towards the feet so that you're coming into a forward fold. Bending the knees and placing the hands under the soles of the feet. So you're bending your knees, so your belly's right down on your thighs here. If that's too much, you can just take your fingers and wrap them around your toes. Wherever you are, let the head be heavy. Let any expectations or thoughts just drop out of your mind here, down into the earth. And then inhaling to look up, lengthening the spine. Exhale, rounding down. 2 more like that. Breathing space in between the vertebrae here. And then taking your hands out, coming back to downward facing dog. Just taking a moment here, lengthening the spine, lifting the sit bones up. And then you can drop your knees if you like, or just go ahead and step that right foot between the hands. Sometimes it's easier for us if we drop both knees. Some of us just step straight through. And then drawing the hips back, coming to lengthen that right leg. If you have your rolled towels, you can maybe put them under your hands if you feel like you need a little bit more height here. Some of us will have a bent knee if the hamstrings are quite tight. And we're working towards sending the breath all the way down the back of that right leg. Make sure the right hip tucks back, so you're squaring your hips towards the back wall here. One more breath. And then inhale, bending the knee, coming up. And then walking the toes, walking that foot out to the edge of your mat, pointing your toes to about 45 degrees. Again, you can take your rolled towel here and place it in front of you. Bring your forearms down. Maybe the forearms are on the mat or on the rolled towel, or maybe you're up on your hands. Quieting the mind, deepening the breath. One more breath here. And then coming back to all fours. Stepping the left foot between the hands. Dropping the hips back, lengthening that leg. Tucking the left hip back. Drawing the right hip forward, so you're squaring that pelvis towards the back wall. And sending the breath like a river down the back of that left leg. One more breath. And then inhale, coming forward, walking that left foot over towards the edge of the mat, turning your toes out to about 45 degrees, and then finding your variation. You might be right down here, or on your rolled towel, or around here. Sending the breath into that inner left leg, left groin. One more breath. And then coming back to all fours. And then lowering down onto your belly. Bringing the forearms to the mat just in front of you. We're going to take Sphinx pose. So this is another yin posture. You want the elbows roughly underneath your shoulders. If this is too much compression for your lower back, you might walk the arms a little further forward. Tucking the tail, pressing the pubic bone down, and then the sternum lifts and moves between the shoulders. So we're going to be here for about a minute. So just softening the periphery of the body here and drawing your focus inward. Seeing if you can find a place of ease to let the mind rest. Five more deep, smooth breaths. And then slowly, as you're finishing that last breath, coming down onto the mat, you can place the hands one on top of the other and just let your forehead rest. And then bringing the hands under the shoulders, pressing back to child's pose just for a moment, lengthening the arms. One more breath here in child's pose. And then slowly coming up and laying down on your back for Shavasana, palms face up. Because it was a slower class today, you might just like to take a minute to let it all integrate with your Shavasana. And I'll see you again tomorrow.